If your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hand of man. There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is poor, your steps alone, ripple in still water. When there is no pebble toss, nor wind to blow, you choose to lead must follow. But if you fall, well, you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, then I would take you home. La da 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 la da 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 la da da la da 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 la da 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 la da 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 da. How are we fixed for time? Ready to start.
Good morning. I'm Eileen. I'm your minister. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Canandaigua. Here we really are. I am so glad to be gathered with you this morning, and I want to share just a couple quick announcements as we begin. The first are for safety, so feel free to come forward, sit on the grass if you like, or in some of these clusters of chairs. Feel free also to stay in your car if that's where you're more comfortable. We're going to ask folks to put masks on if they come within 6 feet of another household, a member of another household, or if you go inside to use the restroom. If you're farther than 6 feet apart, you can feel free to go mask-free if that's what you feel comfortable with. And with that, let's take a deep breath in as we begin this morning's service. And we'll light our chalice together with special musical chalice lighting words.
Loud are the bells of Norwich, and the people come and go. Here by the Tower of Julian, I tell them what I know. Ring out, bells of Norwich, and let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know. Love like the yellow daffodil is coming through the snow. Love like the yellow daffodil is Lord of all I know. Ring out, bells of Norwich, and let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know. All shall be well, I'm telling you, let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know.
Good morning. Good morning to all you peonies who came in bright and large, bursting with pride in the fullness of your own magnificence. Good morning to you sunflowers who always stay stands tall and strong, bright and brilliant, pointing us toward the light. Good morning to all you lilies of the valley, here today so unassuming, modestly bowing your heads as if you aren't aware of your own splendor. Good morning to you roses, showing up a bit prickly, but so charming that we hardly mind it at all. Good morning to you daffodils, you brave souls who venture forward first to signal the hope of new life for the rest of us. Good morning to you onion flowers, the quirky weirdos who delight us with unexpected joy. Good morning, you dandelions, persistent as hell resistors of pavement and herbicide and all forms of tyranny. Good morning to the lilacs, whose sweet presence we breathe in to refresh ourselves after the long dark winter. Whoever you are, however your wild and wonderful beauty shows up, good morning. Let us sing together our first hymn we sing of golden mornings. Prairies, valleys, mountains, and stately forest trees. We sing of flashing sunshine and life bestowing rain, of birds among the branches and springtime come again. We sing the heart courageous, the youthful eager mind. We sing of hopes undaunted, of friendly ways and kind. We sing the roses waiting beneath the deep piled snow. We sing when night is darkest, the day's returning glow. Before our story song, could I ask for a volunteer to come and help us turn the wheel of the seasons? Since today, this very day, is the summer solstice. Come on up and bring your sister if you like. When you got here, you might have gotten a little paper. And you're supposed to write your name on it and the name of a flower. And if you have one of those, then I'd like to collect those right now. So if you have one, maybe one of our helpers could. Here come some helpers. Oh, it was mostly for people who are about this tall or shorter. So if you're, it's the opposite of the ride at Seabreeze. You can't ride on the ride unless you're over this height, but for this song, you can't put in a flower unless you are under this height. But here's the song, it goes like this. Down by the bay. Well, I'm going to change that. Down by the bay, where the flowers all grow, back to my home I go. For if I do, then my mama will say,
Did you ever see a garden of flowers, building Lego towers down by the bay? So I see some verses are arriving up here in the front, and they're going to have flowers on them. And I'm going to put the flowers in ready. Maybe you could help me, because this song has an echo. You know what an echo is, right? You go to a mountain or a big valley, and you stand there and you go, hello! And then you stop and listen, you hear,
Hello.
that's an echo, right? It comes back to you. It's your voice bouncing and coming back. So this song has an echo. I'll sing the first part, and then you sing it. Then I'll sing the second part, and you sing the second part, until we get to the part about the flowers. And then I'll find out what you have. Are you ready? I'll start. You be the echo. Here it goes. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, then my mama will say, did you ever see a garden of flowers, building Lego towers down by the bay? Hey, that echo sounded very nice. I could hear your voices wafting through the breeze up to me. So let's sing together again, and I'll put in one of the flowers. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, then my mama will say, did you ever see a tiger lily acting so silly down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, then my mama will say, did you ever see some clover dancing with my dog Rover down by the bay? So let's see. Hazel gave us the lily verse, and Ewan gave us the clover verse, and right here, Isabella, she has a verse for us too. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, then my mama will say, did you ever see a daisy dancing really crazy down by the bay? Now let's see what the next one is. Oh. Just a second. There we go. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, then Benson will say, did you ever see some lavender riding on my handlebar down by the bay? Now let's see, we got one more. One more. Here it comes. Rory's got one for us. So we can sing all together. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, then Rory will say, did you ever see a rose counting its toes down by the bay? Did you ever see an azalea swimming to Australia down by the bay? Did you ever see a fuchsia singing hallelujah down by the bay? Hey, thank you for those verses. Very nice.
Let's take a deep breath in. And now is the time when we remember we are a community that holds one another in everything that goes on inside of our hearts. So I want us to say to one another, whatever we're holding in our hearts this morning, whatever our celebrations or our sorrows are, we are with you. Can you say it with me? We are with you. And here is a pastoral prayer to remind us that we are with one another. Tiny pea shoots poke their faces toward the sun. They were nothing a week ago, living only in the garden of my imagination, wrapped up in a small round seed. Now they push past pebbles, dirt, and compost to drink in the morning air. Their weed sisters struggle fiercely nearby, nudging up through concrete to spread their arms and dance in freedom. Let us always bow to you, our morning teachers, in resistance, resilience, resurrection, allowing nothing to separate us from the light. When hopelessness casts its shadow on us, we look to you. Life reaches out, and the tenacity of life grows wild in us too. And I'd like to invite you now into the spiritual practice of generosity. As always, you can give to this morning's offering at our website, canandaigua.org/donate, or you can give in the baskets that will be passed around from car to car very soon, or you could set up an automatic gift with your bank account. If you gave in any of these ways, please know we are so grateful for your generosity.
And as the baskets pass, if you got here after the service had begun, then you could put your flowers, if you have some flowers, you could put those in the basket, and they'll get delivered up here into the vases. Here's a song. It has a chorus. The chorus goes like this. And we'll all pull together to a wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Oh, the summertime has come, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? So we can all sing, and we'll all go together to a wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by uncool crystal fountain, and round it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to a wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Let's sing the chorus one more time. And we'll all go together to a wild mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go?
Centering, followed by some shared silence. Let's take a deep breath in. Get comfortable where you sit or stand. Prepare your body for some quiet. And by quiet, of course, I mean the absence of our own voices, so that we can listen more deeply to the sounds of life, the sounds of our children moving and grooving, the sounds of people passing us on the road beside us, the sounds of birds in the trees and the wind pushing past our ears. And I offer these words by Mary Oliver as a floral meditation this morning. This morning, the green fists of the pain ready to break my heart as the sun rises and the sun strokes them with his old buttery fingers, and they open pools of lace, white and pink, and all day the black ants climb over them, boring their deep and mysterious holes into the curls, craving the sweet sap, taking it away to their dark underground cities, and all day under the shifty wind, as in a dance to the great wedding, the flowers bend their bright bodies and tip their fragrance to the air, and rise, their red stems holding all that dampness and recklessness gladly and lightly. And there it is again, beauty, the brave, the exemplary, blazing open. Do you love this world? Do you cherish your humble and silky life? Do you adore the green grass and its terror beneath? Do you also hurry, half-dressed and barefoot, into the garden and softly, exclaiming of their dearness, fill your arms with the white and pink flowers, with their honeyed heaviness, their lush trembling, their eagerness to be wild and perfect for a moment before they are nothing forever?
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
It has been a year and 3 months since we gathered inside of our church building. I am so glad to be here outdoors with you today. And I don't want to downplay the radical changes we've undergone as a community this year. We were quite abruptly scattered to the wind. And you know what? Like wildflowers, we grew. In some ways, a wild planting is the way church ought to be. Out there in the world, out of our comfort zones, out of our ruts, growing stronger by adapting to challenging terrain. That's good for us. It is helping us to survive and to flourish. I wouldn't have wished this past year on anyone. But this particular shift, a church that is less cultivated, more wild, less predictable, more natural, less confined to these walls, and more connected to the abundance of the wide world. For that, I will be forever grateful. This community, each and every one of you, and all of you who are not here this morning, and all of you who are here via YouTube, you have been tenacious as dandelions in a sidewalk crack this year, growing where you are planted against all odds. To you, beloved flowers of this church, I offer a blessing. May the beauty of your resilience be an invitation to so many others. May your perseverance in crisis be an inspiration to all of us. And may your wild delight continue to blossom and grow in each new season. I want to invite you now to throw on your masks, come forward as you wish, and choose a flower from our flower communion brought here by one of your fellow congregants to take home with you and to delight in.
You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Go run away, find you a lover. Go away, somewhere bright and new. I have seen no other who compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. You run away, let your heart be a guide. You deserve the greatest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. Flowers I knew in the fields where I could work and tend to be lost in the crowd. They were common and close. I had no room to grow. I wanted so much to branch out. So I uprooted myself from my home ground and left. Took my dreams and I took to the road. When a flower grows wild, it can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. I grew up fast and wild, and I never felt right in a garden so different from me. I just never belonged. I just longed to be gone. So the garden one day set me free. I hitched a ride with the wind, and since he was my friend, I just let him decide where we go. When a flower grows wild, you can always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. Just a wild rambling rose, seeking mysteries untold. No regret for the path that I chose. When a Wildflowers don't care where they grow. Wildflowers don't care where they grow.
It was our spiritual ancestor, Dr. Norbert Chopik, who began our tradition of the flower communion. And when he led flower communions, he consecrated them with these words, which I offer as a benediction today. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection, and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. And I invite you to sing with me our closing hymn, Come Sing a Song With Me.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. And I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and rose in the Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. And I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
The wind has extinguished our chalice for us, but we'll say our chalice extinguishing words anyway and send them out on the very same wind. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you for being together this morning. I am so glad to be here with you. I invite you to stay, whether it's your first time here in a year or your first time here ever, to stay around for a tailgate picnic. And I will remind you of our safety rules, which are to put on a mask if you get close to someone outside of your household, closer than 6 feet. But on that note, please stay, enjoy some picnic lunch at your car and some fellowship time together. If you would like to bring a flower or two to some church members who are not here this morning, see me and we can make that possible. Thank you.